Okay, so story time. Rooster Teeth is known to work on projects till pretty much the last minute, especially in RWBY's early days. Like, they didn't even fully render the last chapter of Volume 3 until like a couple hours before it was supposed to go up on the site, which... yikes.
Ooh.
So Chapter 4 of Volume 2 is about to drop, and everything is set. We've got a great fight between Team RWBY and an Elysian Paladin, piloted by best villain Roman Torchwick, you heard me right.
Oh, it is good to be back.
And with a few hours to go, everything is set. Except Monty's got a new character he wants to show off.
No!
And whoops, we need to introduce her now before the viewers get whiplash from her appearing out of nowhere in the second to last episode.
Please don't.
So, what do? Well, let Monty do his magic, throw Neo in the background of a couple shots, and then give her a big moment for a fabulous escape with her possible dad, maybe overaged love interest, no one is quite sure, but hey, we got a new fan favorite. Ever since her debut, Neo's popularity with the fandom has skyrocketed. She doesn't speak, fights with a parasol, and is ice cream colored. So it's not hard to see why. Well, all those reasons, plus some incels. But, you know. But with that popularity has come some pushback. This character has literally no depth, her detractors say. So why is everyone so obsessed with her to an absurd degree? Well, to that I say, ideally, please let people enjoy whatever they enjoy so long as they're not hurting or harassing anybody else or being really fucking creepy, okay? But there's much more to Neo than meets the eye, all factors which have contributed to the massive success her character is found in the RWBY fandom. And today, we're gonna talk about that. Also because YouTube hates creators, and the algorithm is trying to give me burnout again, so let's die together, shall we? I just want sleep, man. I have a headache, okay? Show versus tell is something RWBY has not so much struggled with, but had a confusing relationship with.
The creatures of Grimm have a master named Salem. She can't be stopped, she can't be reasoned with, and she will not rest until humanity crumbles at her feet.
What?
But nowhere does the magic of showing shine quite as bright as it does when it comes to Neopolitan. Because Neo is mute, extra effort is put into her character animation, be it in her mannerisms, her communicating her fatigue with Cinder's entire existence, which, same.
But it's time to take it outside.
Or in her facial expressions. I mean, just look at her casually twirling her parasol after slaughtering an entire airship of military personnel.
R2, come in! Someone answer me, damn it!
Or her intro in Heroes and Monsters. Oh, simply iconic. Neo's personality can't be expressed through witty remarks, so her wit and attitude are forced to shine through the simplest of gestures, which is infinitely more impactful for the audience in an instant than had Neo been able to speak from the get-go. This gets to shine even more in RWBY Chibi, where Neo is essentially Wile E. Coyote with comically timed signs to do the talking for her. Except here, she's the one who has her shit together, usually while Roman is off nearly getting himself killed trying to achieve whatever petty goal he's got planned this week.
All you have to do is...
Oh, this is so wholesome. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. And speaking of her and Roman...
Do you hear that?
When Chapter 4 of Volume 6 surfaced, the name Brunswick Farms immediately had fans speculating on this place's possible connection to the late crime boss Roman Torchwick. I'll let you guess why. This especially came to prominence when a portrait of the farm's residents was displayed in Chapter 5. The same chapter Neo had her glorious return, featured a young boy with red hair mysteriously similar to Mr. Torchwick's, and a young girl who looked like pre-ice cream Neo. Nothing ever came out of these oddities, and honestly, while it would have done a lot for both Roman and Neo in hindsight, and definitely would have been appreciated by their fans, me included, it wasn't needed because these two's connection is so strong that its origins are unneeded. Granted, I'm pretty sure we'd all love to know how these two were connected and how they came to kick so much ass together, but that's a bonus. The foundation is solid enough to get us to resonate with and care for both of these people. Despite being absent from Volume 1 and not getting much time to shine in Volume 2, it's clear Neo cares deeply for Roman and vice versa in Volume 3. Then in Volume 6, when Neo returns, it's to avenge Roman by going after Cinder, the person who dragged her and Roman into her scheme in the first place and indirectly got Roman killed. One Thing does a great job turning this thirst for vengeance into a damn bop. Because the Williams are musical geniuses, as is Alex Abraham. That score does not get enough praise. But even without the music, we don't even need an explanation as to why Neo is doing this. Granted, Cinder of course explains because she fucking sucks.
I don't have time for your misplaced blame, girl. I didn't kill your boss.
But even before Neo rocks Roman's signature bowler hat, we know why she's out for Cinder's blood, and we're all for sure rooting for her. Please kill her for real! Even with this deal between Cinder and Neo, it's very clear, or at least we all hope it's clear, that Neo has something planned to backstab Cinder. Cinder has a habit of repeating her mistakes after all, and this handshake seems eerily similar to another handshake that resulted in Cinder's near-death experience. Oh, how I wish she stayed dead. You tried, Raven. You tried. Those who complain about Neo lacking in character depth and motivation seem to miss Neo's clear emotional connection with Roman. And I hope that with more on-screen moments in Volume 7 and direct involvement with the main plot, for once, it'll change these people's tunes and convince them that Neo is indeed awesome, and hop aboard the hype train. Despite the disturbing fan art, but you know what, we don't victim blame in this house. It ain't her fault the incels are frickin' incels. This is perhaps the most obvious factor in Neo's popularity. Not the core reason, I feel, but Neo's fighting style and semblance definitely provide further reasons to stan her. Since she's based on Mary Poppins, she fights with her parasol, not umbrella, and even gives Weiss a run for her money in the most graceful fighting style on the show. I mean, just look, oh, it's beautiful. Kill this bitch, please. Not to mention scary, given okay, so since Neo was probably originally meant to be in Volume 5, and it was said she'd do something that would make us all hate her, I think it's safe to assume she was originally meant to stab Weiss. Just... oh, that gives me the creeps. Oh, good lord. And just like the original Mary Poppins was obsessed with her reflection, Neo's fighting style and semblance is derived from the properties of mirrors and reflections as well. In her fight with Yang specifically, she seems to be able to reflect back attacks and momentum, using Yang's own strength against her. And there are moments in Volume 3 where she's able to change her appearance or outfit as if shards of glass run along her body, leading to the idea that her semblance is incredibly versatile and has illusory properties. This becomes especially clear when she and Roman shatter in Neo's debut episode, and even more during her and Cinder's fight in Volume 6.
Nice trick.
I'm not exactly sure if Neo can actually change the physical properties of reality with her semblance, but even that question adds to the surreal quality of her semblance, which lends to its ability to daze and mesmerize. Of all the semblances shown off in the series, Neo's is definitely my favorite right behind Weiss.
I guess she really made our plans fall apart.
It's easy at first to see why so many fans latch onto Neo and worship the ground she walks on, and rightly so. But for others, it seems less clear, and even confusing. But because of her inherent design, from her mute nature, to her behavior, and to her abilities and powers, there is much more to Neo than meets the eye. Beneath this cute little girl with some homicidal tendencies is a trickster with a lot of love for a red-headed goof. And if you fuck with the goof, well, I hope you don't wind up on the wrong side of her parasol. Looking at you, Cinder. I'm not gonna miss you when she shish kebabs your other eye out. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's much smaller scale video and want to see more content from me, then be sure not only to check out my other content, RWBY and otherwise, but also to please consider supporting the channel over on Patreon and or checking out the links to my cursed book in the description below. Why is it cursed? Okay, I'm done crying. We're done. I'm tired. Alright, it's Thursday. It's a Thursday. I'm a unicorn of war. I'm tired, and this is a shit show. YouTube algorithm, please love me again.